How'd you actually get your footing in entrepreneurship in the first place?
Well, I just liked money. Even before that, I was selling things and trying to make money. So I had a strong drive to make money in any way possible. I swear to God, I'd have like 15, 20 people at a time the whole day, just buying dollar.
I was a little bit more unethical than you. I was a drug dealer, which obviously they know now. Sorry, mom and dad, but they would have fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
But what was your experience with running an agency?
Like, if I want your money, I'm gonna take it, and you have no other option but to give it to me. What got me into the watch business full time is that I knew that there was always gonna be money in the watch business. I knew I was gonna be something great, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm definitely on the right track.
Bro, I pay $25,000 a month in Social Security and Medicare taxes.
As the second best sales guy on that whole floor, I was making
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Del Priore podcast. This is actually the third one that we're officially doing right now. And we have a very, very, very special guest today, a New Jersey native like ourselves, if that's okay to introduce. You guys may have probably seen him on TikTok on your For You page at some point previously, maybe currently, who knows. Big time watch trader, we can say, not just in the tri-state area, but potentially the biggest on the internet, if not the biggest on the internet, right?
Hopefully.
Number one. Yeah, well, we shall see. So if you want to introduce yourself, bro, if they haven't seen you, let them know who you are, what you do. Give them a little background.
What's up, everybody? Tyler, how are you?
Well, tell them what you do.
Oh, I sell watches on the internet.
You sell watches on the internet. You have a brand, obviously, on the back end of that.
Yeah, I own Vookum LLC, which is a watch trading company. Vookum Media, which is everything else revolving around the watch trading that has to do with the videos and the content and the groups and this and that, sponsorships, whatever. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Well, listen, you're an entrepreneur. You're fairly young. We spoke off camera. You're 24 years old.
Yep, 24.
I know some of your background personally, but I don't know if the viewers do, and I feel like everyone's got to be curious because you don't just wake up one day and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to sell watches and make a ton of money. Where did that start? What was your background, and how'd you actually get your footing in entrepreneurship in the first place?
Yeah, so I was always an entrepreneur at heart. I was always buying and selling stuff as a kid, into my teenage years, and then into my young adult years. Yeah. But I started off working in flea markets when I was either 13 or 14.
Okay.
And then from there, I kind of upgraded from, packing up trucks and moving heavy items in and out of a box truck at the flea market for this Hasidic guy named Raymond. That's how I started. I literally went up to the guy and I was like, can I please have a job?
Wow.
And I did that to a couple other people before this guy said yeah. So this is how it happened. I went up to the guy. I was like, can I have a job? He said, yeah, come by later today if you want to make, whatever it was, $30-$40 for 2 hours. I was like, okay. So I asked my dad if he could drive me back to the flea market.
How old are you at this point? Like 15 years old?
I was 13 or 14 years old.
Wow, 13, 14.
I know for a fact it was like the summer going into freshman year. How old is that? Of high school. So how old would that be? 14?
12, 13.
Yeah, some crazy age.
We'll say 13, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's how that happened. I got that job at a flea market, and I was just moving boxes, and it was stuff like this. Quite literally, stuff like this and that, and those chairs, it was home type of shit.
And at this point, was your goal to get rich doing that? Like your goal was,
no, of course.
You want to get rich.
I wanted to get my first job just to kind of have some
experience.
Income. Well, I just liked money. Even before that, I was selling things and trying to make money. So I had a strong drive to make money in any way possible, besides selling, pictures of myself on the internet. So
you might see him on Feet Finder. Who knows? Yeah, he's somewhere.
Yeah. And but yeah, so I was doing that. And after that, after working there, I worked there for about maybe a year to a year and a half on Saturdays and Sundays, just moving these boxes and shit. Yep. Then after that, I found this guy named Dwayne. He was a cool guy. He sold iPhones and Samsung phones and phone cases and phone chargers and all of those types of things in the Englishtown flea market.
Wow.
So I went up to him. And I noticed that his business was a little different because the guys that were sitting at his, I guess you could call it booth or stand, the guys that were sitting at his stand weren't moving things and busting their ass to make minimum money. They were sales guys, so they were selling hard. Yeah. So I was like, yo, I'd rather work here one day a week, and then for Raymond the other day a week. So I got I asked him for a job and if he could teach me how to sell shit. He said yeah. And then I started selling, iPhone chargers, iPhones, shit like that in a flea market. And I'd make honestly a couple $100 a day. If it was a good day, I could make $200 to $300. As at that point I was 15. So as a 15-year-old kid, I was making a couple $100 a day on the weekend.
Wow.
So I would work on Saturdays for Dwayne, and then I'd work on Sundays for Raymond. Then
That's awesome.
yeah, and then I switched over. After that, I switched full time to Dwayne. So 2 days a week, Saturdays and Sundays for Dwayne. Raymond ended up finding somebody else too, so it kind of worked out. After that, I started opening my own booths in Englishtown Flea Market, and I would buy clothes like little shit like this or this for 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar, and then I'd post it on big tables. And I'd just be like, oh, $1 each. And I'd make big signs that said $1, $1. So I was 10xing all my money every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd buy maybe, 1,000.
Like Gildan T-shirts, things of that nature?
Yeah, even cheaper than that. It
Where-
could have been more
where were you
expensive.
buying it?
I was just finding it. I was putting ads up on like Facebook and Instagram that I buy used clothes.
Wow.
I would also go to other places in the flea market, and if I saw maybe
And buy it and then flip it at the
yeah,
market?
because bro, imagine you're selling. You have a bin of clothes, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll give you whatever, $20 for all the clothes there, and people would sell that shit, and whatever it was, maybe 200 items in a freaking bag of clothes.
Yeah.
So I'd buy that, and then I'd bring it to my booth, and I'd have my dollar signs, and I swear to God, I'd have like 15, 20 people at a time the whole day just buying dollar, and I'd be screaming, dollar clothes, dollar clothes, dollar clothes. So that's how I started making a good amount of money doing that.
What were you making? Feel like a couple $100 a day at that time?
Oh, definitely a couple $100 a day. At one point, I had an employee, so it was pretty good because then I could have two booths at a time. Yeah, I upgraded to 2 booths. I had one booth in the beginning of the flea market and one at the end of the flea market.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I got a funny story about the flea market too.
What happened to you?
This is my entrepreneurial journey starting at the flea market too.
Okay.
I was a little bit more unethical than you. I was a drug dealer, so
Okay.
I would go there, and there was a guy that had a stand with vapes. You know, like the old
I know that
Stigs,
guy.
like the little disposable vapes,
Yeah.
Juuls, all that good
Was
stuff.
it Steve?
Yep. So
Albanian Steve.
So what happened?
Albanian Steve.
Yeah. So I would go to that booth, and he had the best prices compared to what you could buy at like a store.
Uh-huh.
So I could get a whole box of disposable vapes at like $3 a vape.
Okay.
But in school, people would buy them for $20.
Yeah.
So there's a 7X. I didn't have the 10X returns, but
yeah.
but like that's what I would do. So I would show up to school with fucking underwear that had like the cup slider in it.
Yeah.
And I would just fill it with vapes and go hit the bathroom and sell vapes in the bathroom.
That's
would-
lit. Hell yeah.
I would also go to like a local park, and like this sounds crazy. This sounds very criminal, but I would also go to like a local
Well, the
park
statute of limitations is probably up on that, so you should be okay.
where people play baseball and whatnot, and I would just like young guys that wanted to smoke, whatever. I'd be like, yo, $10, $15, $20, and I would just keep selling it. And I was
So you were a scumbag.
a complete dirtbag. So
I think is a better
kind
term.
of the same.
Is-
Dario wasn't involved in this at all. He didn't know about it until much further down the line. But I was making a couple $100 a week. I was probably making at 13 years old $400 a week, which to me that was a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money for a young person to make.
Because no one else even had a job at the time. So I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get rich doing this. That's really what I thought. And then one day, and mind you, like,
Did you get caught?
yeah. So I have strict Italian parents. Like if they would have known, which obviously they know now, sorry, mom and dad, but they would have fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
So basically, I had a big baseball bag, and there was a hidden pocket on the bottom, and I would fucking fill it with all the vapes. But one day it was so big that like the bag was just so heavy and there was nothing in it. And I'm like, if my dad picks up my bag to go to practice and he fucking feels this weight, because there was tons of vapes in there, I was like, if he feels this weight, I am fucked. So one day I was like, all right, I got to get rid of everything. I'm going to stop doing this. And that same week, my mom found one of my vapes in like a cabinet that I had stuffed away that I had forgotten about. And she didn't even say anything. Like I woke up one morning and I look on my nightstand next to me and there's the vape. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
She wasn't even mad. She was just so disappointed. You know, and that's
Yeah.
even worse. You
I
know?
don't think that's worse.
You know,
I don't think that's
oh,
worse.
bro, it was worse for me.
Okay.
You know when someone's just like so disappointed in you, like I just can't even fucking believe you would do this shit. It was more like I put the weight on myself. I'm like, damn,
I was like, she's so disappointed in me that she's not even going to lecture me about this. So like, it's almost like she gave up on me at that
I'd
point.
rather the disappointment than the lecture, honestly. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to lecture.
Bro, it was like she gave up on me. At that point, I was like, damn, like I wanted to be lectured to some degree. So
fuck.
I was like, all right, whatever. So
It just stings more when there's nothing. You're just like, oh.
so I stopped doing that.
Okay.
And I also stopped vaping and whatnot. But yeah, that was funny. I wanted to tie it back to the flea market because
That's good.
I don't know, some hidden gems at the flea market, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I know some people that drive nice cars and all they do is they work in a flea market on the weekends and they pay their car payments with the flea market money.
That's how I got my Aston.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me.
Yeah, bro. Listen, everyone thinks we have a marketing agency. That's just not the case, bro. We hit the flea market.
You just hit the flea market. It's hard.
Every weekend we hit the flea market and we do our thing.
Hell
But
yeah.
okay, so that's your background. That's your footing. You started in the flea market.
Yep.
You started working for that first guy. Then you started working with Dwayne. You said,
Yep,
and
then I started doing it on my own.
and then you moved into doing things on your own.
Yep.
Was there anything before watches? Because like I want to figure out the transition
Oh
point.
yeah, plenty of things.
Okay, so give me like a brief overview of kind of some of the things that went on, and then
Okay.
what the failures were before you got into watches, and tie it into how you got into
Yeah,
watches.
I worked regular jobs too. You know, delivered pizzas. I worked in iPlay America.
Me
So,
too.
Oh, you did?
It's a ride operator.
Yeah, that's what I actually. Me and my buddy got a stern warning because it was probably around
Me
10 p.m. at night, and they closed at 11, I believe, or maybe it was 9 and they closed at 10. But I was riding the rides, and my friend was what you do, and he was operating the ride, and we were supposed to be working. So the next day we get into work, and she shows me a picture of myself on the ride with a big-ass smile on my face. And she's like, what the fuck was this? And I was like, it won't happen again. And then it happened again. And then I was like, all right, whatever. And then I quit. Or I got fired or I quit. I don't really remember. She probably fired me. I said I quit.
Damn,
Nah,
the same should happen to me.
the worst is getting lectured at those like ultra minimum wage jobs.
I know, it's like,
and
what
it's
are you
just
doing?
like, what are you fucking serious?
Why do
Like-
you care so
like,
much?
Who's gonna come in here and replace me? Like you're managing this place. You're not
No,
making.
but back then, it was kind of harder to find jobs per se than now. Now they're giving away jobs
Oh, yeah.
and nobody wants them. Back then it was like normal, like a normal.
Bro,
everything was
that's
just
hilarious.
straight.
Derek got
That's so
warning
funny.
here,
Yeah,
too.
I was literally just shooting around.
Would you have that blonde lady as a manager or no?
No, I don't remember, bro. But I was literally
Playing
just shooting.
basketball.
I was shooting hoops on shift. You know how nobody.
That's what I did. I had that too. I would get like they would come down with pictures of me doing stupid shit.
So you
I
care
was
that
that.
much.
There were all these different like amusement park things, right? Like the games or whatever.
It's all bullshit.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? It's funny because they told me
Yeah.
that I was supposed to be shooting basketballs to attract people onto the freaking thing.
Bro, you know another little entrepreneurial story too at fucking iPlay America. They used to post on Saturdays $10 of free credits to anyone that shows up and shows us this post. Bro, they had a game called Stacker. So you stack these cubes. If you get the cubes to the top, you could win an iPod or you could win
shit.
Beats headphones or whatnot. They used to have really good prizes in there. So Dario was the one that actually caught on to this. So every Saturday we would show up and we would get the free $10 to play Stacker. And after a certain amount of money, that machine hits
Yeah.
every time. Like, once the machine's at a certain amount of revenue,
Yeah.
We started
they'll-
timing the machines.
They'll pump out a prize.
Nice.
So we started timing the fucking machine. So we would go in, we would know every third Saturday, if we play it enough, it's not going to skip like the actual scam of the game. Like it will hit if we line it up correctly. And we would beat them every fucking month. Like, and they stopped doing it every Saturday because we'd beaten them so bad.
First off, they stopped
Like, they
giving
were
out the
gonna
credits
ban
every
us, yeah.
Saturday, and we were winning like beats. We
Yeah.
were like $300 beats every time we hit. I think
And we were
hit
flipping
20
them.
times.
Yeah, and we were selling them on eBay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
so they
so we
stopped
were-
with those prizes. Now they give out bullshit prizes, but we clean them out. Yeah, we did.
That was hilarious. But that was like a fun little thing that we'd started doing, and I was just like, holy shit, like we're cleaning up here.
Yeah.
But it was fucking like little Stacker stuff. I don't know. I feel like anyone entrepreneurially starts kind of like you did,
Yeah.
or like we did, or
Yeah, I always
whatever.
had like there's just like an inner drive like inside of me. Pause. That just makes me like want to go out there and freaking grind. Pause again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said there was a lot of things in between. You said regular jobs like delivering pizza.
Yeah, deliver pizza.
Would you advise someone that wants to be an entrepreneur to work the jobs like that, or would you say?
Well, what I did was when I left college, I delivered pizza at night, and then I would try to do a social media marketing agency during the day.
Okay.
So, but I was
So this
also
is gonna be
doing
a fun
watches on the
conversation.
side, and I was doing like a lot of different things. I describe it as spreading myself too thin. You know, like when you take dough and you push it down too thin and it all starts breaking.
Too many things.
Yeah, you got to focus in on one thing.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
So you said you know you kind of have to focus in on one thing. So you left college. Now you're delivering pizza to make side money, so you could
Yeah.
obviously cover your expenses
Yeah, just
and
like
whatnot.
my car payment or whatever. Because I lived at home, so there was no rent. But you know, car payment,
You need a little bit of
food,
money to
whatever.
live.
Yeah.
I understand.
Gym membership.
Yep. So you're delivering pizza just to make a little bit of side money, and then you're trying a social media marketing agency
Yep.
during the day. That's the business that Dario and I run.
Oh, yeah.
So we run a successful marketing agency. We're in the wedding business, so that's what we do. That's how we make our money. That's how we bought this watch here from you today. We'll talk about that later. We bought a what did we get? Is that
It's a Rolex Panda.
Rolex Panda?
A Daytona Panda.
So Rolex Daytona Panda is what, $29,000?
Yep.
$29,000 watch that we just picked up. So thank you for that. I'm excited to wear that or see how we fare with that. But that's what we run currently. So what was your experience with running an agency? You said it was successful, right?
It was successful because I was doing it right when COVID hit is when I stopped doing it. It kind of just wiped. I had 11 paying customers and it just wiped. And I was only 18 or 19 years old. And then when COVID happened, it completely wiped me out. I was left with like 2.
And you were working with real estate agents,
Yeah,
right?
it's
You're
only
telling me?
real estate agents.
Nice.
Dude, that's insane. So,
Yeah.
so you said at the peak, what were you at? Like 10K a month, 15K a month?
Yeah, probably. I had 11 paying customers at one point. So I had to be at probably less though. Probably like 7,000 a month.
That's great.
Because I had to get some money for ad budget.
But did you have staff and stuff, or was it pretty much just
It was
you?
just me. It was hard to. I didn't do it right. I mean, I did
It's
it right.
fucking
'cause
impossible when
I
it's
was,
just you, no?
I was and am just a fucking sicko when it comes to selling someone on something. Like if I want your money, I'm going to take it and you have no other option but to give it to me. And I'm not going to rob you. I'm not going to stick a gun in your face. I'm going to convince you on why you're going to give me your money. So, and I'm just so fucking good at it.
Yep.
So that was my issue. I was so good at selling, but my product that I was giving them was so dog shit. And it really wasn't because you know how you could see the leads coming in. I was selling them leads.
And you were using Go High Level, no?
I was using Go High Level.
Okay.
And I was selling them leads, Facebook ads. I was getting them leads. But I mean, it's not my fault that they were dog shit closers and they couldn't get themselves in the door with people and close the leads.
This sounds like a similar story if Luke had an agency and just didn't have me. This is what,
Yeah. Oh, that's you.
That's
you're
what
the
would
sales
happen.
guy and you're the back end guy.
This is why we talk about the agency partner model all the time. Because if you had a tech friend
Yep.
that knew the tech side of the business so well, and all you had to worry about was getting more agents through the door,
Yep. I would have been fine.
bro, you might have still been doing that today.
I might have been doing it today, making a
knows?
couple $100,000 a month.
There you go. There you go. So that's kind of what we talk about. So it's interesting how you're in the watch business now, but you were in the agency space at a certain
Yeah.
point.
Well, clearly I knew social media because if I didn't know social media, I wouldn't be here today.
Boom.
I knew how to grow a channel and everything. But I wasn't able to focus on 11 different people who I had no
and
equity
try to sell
in.
more.
Well, think about it. It's like you have really no drive to grow these people's channels if you're making $500 to $700 each per month on each person.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you even try?
Not
you don't
enough
have
money.
equity in their business. You're not getting a part of their deal. You're simply getting your
monthly cut.
monthly cut.
Your monthly fee. Yeah.
And it's not,
So, I
and it's
mean-
not enough for you to give a shit.
Exactly. It's enough for me to like do the bare minimum, but it wasn't enough for me to really go all out and like really grind each one.
So how quickly did you sell 7 people? No, 11 people.
I had a job, so I left the job around. I'm just doing math. June, I left the job, and by November, so June to November, because I was working as a telemarketer, and I was the second best person in the company. I got promoted in 3 months.
What kind of company? So I know you're a telemarketer, but what were you selling over the
Debt
phone?
relief. So I'd call up like the lowest of the low Americans, and I'd be like, "Yo, I know that you're in $50,000 worth of credit card debt. I know that your monthly payment is whatever it was, $1,100 a month. We can consolidate all of this debt and turn it into $400 a month." And then I got so fucking good at it that they promoted me to a closer position, which I made more money, more base salary, higher commission.
How much were you making doing that?
And this is what was fucked, right? There was probably 35 sales guys in that whole company. All had families, all had, whatever, families or they lived on their own and they had responsibilities and they were all adults. I was the youngest guy there. I was 18 or 18 and a
more
half.
than them. I bet you were making more than them.
Well, here's what's fucked. As the second best sales guy on that whole floor, I remember my bi-weekly paycheck was $3,900 at one point, which is Yes, it's decent, but think about it. The guys under me that are not as good as me are making way less than that because I was doubling their fucking sales. So that means guys with families were making anywhere from $3,500 a month to $4,500 a month. Guys with families that have to go support a family and pay for a mortgage and do this and do that.
It's terrible.
I was making probably $8,500 a month. And then as soon as I realized that I had a sick talent at selling over the phone, that's when I decided I'm going to go leave this job and try a social media marketing agency.
So tie this to watches. How did this occur? Debt relief agency.
So now this goes, so we're jumping from time to time. We're literally going back and forth.
Yep.
Because that's how my story goes. When I was doing this was, I left this job, I left the call center about a year after I got introduced to the watch world. The watch world was when I left high school. So I left high school, I guess June 25th of 2018, right? About that date. Same week I was going into New York City with John Buckley. John Buckley was teaching me the watch business. He was giving me watches, and I would take the watches and I would go on the street and try to sell each watch and make myself a couple $100 on each watch.
Just on the street.
This is jumping back in time to 2018 summer.
Now, is this like in the booths that you show in
Yes.
your okay.
So everything you're seeing on video is what I literally used to do when I was young. I just did it with John's watches or one of John's friends' watches.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to get too messy, but you don't have a booth, right? You're strictly trading.
So we actually just got a booth and then we got kicked out because they put it in writing that we could film inside of the booth. And then we had a film crew of 35 fucking people come and they did not like that. And we were just like, you know what? Fuck that. We're out.
Okay,
so
I'm
we
sorry.
left.
So you could tie back to what you're talking about.
Yeah. So whatever. So when I left high school, when I graduated high school, I started selling watches with John Buckley for that summer, knowing that I was going to college at the end of August.
Yep.
I knew I didn't want to stay in college, but John, very influential on me, was like, you should go to college. Just try to finish out the semester. I know you're not gonna, but just try to do it.
Yeah.
I was paying it for myself, keep in mind. So I go to college. I go to college.
Most people don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people don't.
Exactly. I go to college, and I basically treated it like a freaking 3-week vacation. I was having a blast, but I knew that when I was sitting in these classes, I was sitting in class hungover every day, and I was just listening to this guy preach about. I had one finance class. The guy was about 5'4", severe Napoleon syndrome, just screaming how he made so much money in stocks, but you're a fucking professor. And professors, no disrespect to professors, but this guy had an ego that
a lot of
that his
teachers do.
checkbook
I don't
couldn't
know
wait.
what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, but he had no life experience.
I think it's because I think they think they're in a position of power because they're the teacher of the
They are.
class.
Yeah, he probably had, I don't know, 40 to 50 people in his little lecture hall, so he thought he was the shit. And I don't know, though, because he was acting like he made all this money in his own business and in the stock market. And seriously, the guy was 5'4". His height has nothing to do with the story. But I think that he had a severe
ripping his ass
he was
apart for it.
overcompensating for something, but he really thought that he was the shit. He would walk around the thing lecturing everybody, talking about how he made so much money in business. But if you made so much money in business, you wouldn't be a professor, would you?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go work for $80,000 a year right now.
Exactly.
I wouldn't go work for $500,000 a year.
If you at one point were making, call it above average, so call it $250,000 to $300,000 a year, you're not going to go become a professor.
No.
At all. Why would you ever do at Stockton University? Maybe Yale or some shit.
Yeah.
Carnegie Mellon. I don't know any colleges, but Carnegie Mellon, I'm pretty sure, is a prestigious school.
Crazy to think about now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So you're in school. You said it was like a 3-week vacation. You ended up dropping it
I ended up dropping out within 3 weeks of being there.
to go in the watch business full time.
No, to go try to do anything besides be in school.
And how old are you at this point? 19 years old, 18?
18, yeah. I was 5 months into being 18, 4 months into being 18.
So freshman in college.
So talk to me. What got you into the watch business full time?
What got me into the watch business full time is that I knew that there was always going to be money in the watch business because John Buckley was very successful in my eyes doing it.
So hold on one sec. So this is your mentor.
Yes.
To this day, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay. So
Now he's my business partner.
now he's your business partner, but he got you into the business.
Yes.
Okay. So you were probably 19 at the time, we'll say.
No, I was 18.
So, okay.
When I was in college, when I left college, I was 18
Okay.
because we jumped back. Remember?
Yes.
So So yeah, I left college, and then right when I left college, I don't want to say I was depressed because I don't really typically believe in depression. I was just more so like down on my luck, like fuck, I got to make some money here. Because when I left college, I remember 2 or 3 nights before I left college, I was sitting in the dining hall, eating my freaking buffet with my meal swipes and shit. And
Meal swipes.
yeah, all the kids were like, I was saying, I think I'm gonna drop out this week. I can't do this shit. They're like, oh my God, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to become successful? You're never going to be anything without college. And I was sitting there like, holy shit, these kids are so fucking brainwashed that they all think that they have to finish this college to go hopefully find a job to make 70, 80 grand a year. Like that's their big payday is to make 70, 80 grand a year after doing 4 years of college, spending God knows what on college.
Bro, it's probably for someone that's trying to go into business, marketing, liberal arts, it's probably one of the worst investments and one of the most negative ROIs you'll get.
Like if you're passionate about being a doctor or a physical therapist,
then you have to do it.
Or something, a dentist, something that you need to have a college degree for, and you know, okay, I want to become a doctor and that's my life's calling, then it's a completely different story than somebody who knows they want to just be an entrepreneur, or they want to work for themselves, or they don't want to live an average life, or they don't want to make an average income.
Yep.
Like you're not going to make a great income being somebody's employee. You could make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year being an employee at a great company, but you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month doing it. It's just not possible.
And some people don't want to, you know, so that might not.
And that's fine. Like there's people that want to
talk about that all the time too.
Yeah, they want to just, you know, be an employee and just get one house in their life and start a family, and that's fine. Then there's also people that want to be homeless, or they want to live in a trailer and travel. They want to drive their trailer and travel the fucking states of the United States.
Yeah.
Or they want to be a doctor, or they want to be a lawyer and help people. Like,
you got to define it. You know, we talk about
it just depends on what you want to do.
And if you own your own business, you're never not thinking about your business. I'm sure you probably think about watches, or it's a subconscious thought.
I think about how can I make more money today, every minute of the day.
24/7.
We've been having a conversation for around 30 minutes now,
Even
maybe 20.
Off camera.
Even off camera. And I've thought about 8 different things this whole conversation while I was talking to you guys.
Yeah.
All revolving around money.
Yeah, 24/7. You're always just thinking about how can I get the next dollar.
Yeah.
Let me scooch in real quick. I'm just going to use the bathroom. So
Okay.
So at this point, you've dropped out of college. So you said you were sitting there saying I'm going to drop out to your friends.
I was telling them I'm going to drop out this week.
And you did.
And I did.
What happened?
They thought I was suicidal because they thought I was getting bullied or something. I swear to God, I went down to the office. I was like, how do I drop out? And they're like, what? Why? What? Are you being bullied? Do you need a guidance counselor? I'm like, no, motherfucker. I just want to drop out of college. It's not for me.
I just want to get fucking rich.
They were like, do you need to talk to somebody? I'm like, I'm fine. Just let me fucking leave. So I ended up going to the office that you had to go if you wanted to drop out. And then they told me that I had a student loan to pay off, which was $4,600 or $5,000 or $4,000. And I only had probably about $5,000 in my checking account. And I did not want to have any debt. So I paid it off with my little debit card that I had. And I was completely scot-free, whatever the saying is. But I only had like $500 left when I left college. I called my mom up. I'm like, yo, can you come pick me up, please? She's like, what the fuck? I didn't think you'd actually drop out, this, that. I was like, yeah.
Yep.
And then they came and picked me up, my parents. My dad was very disappointed in me because he thought I was going to graduate college. I clearly didn't. Yeah. But
so now
my mom didn't really care. My dad was like a little disappointed, but after like a week, they got over it.
So you're out of college now. So now you go back to living at home, and then
that kind of sucked.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, not that living at home was bad by any means. It was actually great, but I don't know. You know,
you want to have your own spot. You want to be able to be financially okay.
Exactly. And especially when you just at that point you know that not that you're better than everybody else, but you have a different mindset than everybody else. And again, I don't want to say better than anybody else because some people really do just want to get a job and make $150,000 a year and then get a nice house when they're 30 or 32 and they get married, and that's fine. Some people want to be a barber. Some people want to be, a tattoo artist, which is fine. Like all of that is 100% okay.
What sucks about that position though, when you're living with your parents, I know this firsthand, you kind of know where you're headed. Like you can see the end result. Like I could have, even me and Luke, when we were living at our parents' house because we were broke, I could always see this. I could always see the apartment. I could always see the nice car.
Yes.
But you don't have it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you always saw it that whole time when you were living at home.
I knew I was going to be something great, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm definitely on the right track.
Yeah, nice. So you go back to living at home. What's
Yes.
your next step from there? You have to start making some money, right?
Yeah, so next step from there was just trying to find a job. So I did MCA, Merchant Cash Advance, for my friend's dad. That was like my very first job out of college. Besides doing the flea market on the weekends and delivering pizza at night, that was like my main gig for maybe 2 months. I made like $0. I made money, but I made like nothing. And then I stopped doing that, and that's when I started doing the call center for the debt relief.
Got it.
So, but also while I was doing all this, I was trying to sell watches on the side. So like I would post watches in these watch group chats that I got into because of John. So I was making very little money selling watches, but I knew that there was always potential there to do that. Then, you know, I again, back and forth. This is why I said don't spread yourself too thin. Think about how many things I'm doing at this point.
You spread yourself
I'm
thin for a
doing
while.
5 different fucking things. I'm working in a call center. I'm working on the flea markets on weekends.
Yep.
I'm trying to get my social media marketing agency off the ground. I'm also selling watches on the side. I was also selling like sneakers and shit on Grailed.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, yeah. So that's my biggest piece of advice to anybody who asks is don't try to do fucking 50 things at once.
Because you'll probably suck at pretty much all of
Yeah,
them.
you'll suck at all of them.
Yeah.
And then you'll be that guy that tries to do everything but sucks at everything.
Yep. And then people will just want the expert.
Exactly, which isn't you because you're too focused on doing fucking 80 different things. Can I grab a water?
Yeah, of course.
Now, what I wanted to ask you, a part of any business, obviously, we go through growing pains, scaling pain.
Yeah.
Every business has growing pains to some degree.
Okay.
How did you scale in the watch business? Like, how do you go about doing that? Is it just, is it through staff? Is it, talk to me.
It's definitely not staff because you can't trust them. What it was for me, at first when I stopped the social media marketing agency, I knew like, okay, it's actually grind time now. Like I can't even fuck around anymore. I really need to start making some serious money here. So, and I knew that.
I feel like every fucking, it's so funny, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt. I feel like every single entrepreneur must go through the same rationalization, bro. There was one day where I literally said, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happens. We're getting rich.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. I'm like, I don't care if we fucking lose everything else. I want this more than anything in my life. And if I dedicate myself solely to it, we are going to fucking
And here's
get
the
it.
reason you wanted to be rich. It's not because at a certain point, the money is unless you're competitive like me, but at one point you'll realize that the money's great, but the freedom of your time and the freedom is far more important than the money.
Way more.
Yes. So, like right now, I could, if it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday, I could come in and do this podcast. I could do whatever the fuck I want at all times of the year. So I could take a vacation whenever I want. I could do whatever I want whenever I want. That's what was more important to me than the money.
So
in the beginning,
for you guys, instead of watching this and saying must be nice, maybe you should say, let me put a plan together to figure out how I can do that as well. Go ahead. Continue.
Well, in the beginning. Because then at one point, it's like, okay, now I'm competitive. I want to beat everybody else. And I'm already the top dog, so nobody's coming close to me.
There you go.
That's how it works out. But then also you're like, okay, you gotta kind of balance everything. Now you have to enjoy what you did. So I have trouble balancing the two.
Yeah. I think anyone that gives a shit about what they do is going to have trouble with that.
Yeah.
Because you care so much about your people, your products, your services. Like you want to make sure they're always getting the best results and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like for us in the agency space, but I understand that. So let's talk about scaling. You said it's definitely not staff because you can't trust people.
Yeah.
Is it just more volume? Like how do you do it?
It's okay. So the way I did it was the first month. I could actually read to you because I have it all in a spreadsheet. Like
That would be great.
how my progression went.
Please.
Okay. I have to scroll all the way. By the way, this is how many watches I've ever sold. Ready? Watch.
Wow.
Do I get added to
Starts
that? Do I
here.
get added to that Google sheet today? Do I get added to it?
Yes. All right. Ready? Watch.
Let's go.
Holy shit! You sold a lot of watches. Well, that's got to be.
Okay.
Good for you.
Is it over 1,000?
Yes. Yeah. Well over that. Okay. First month ever really going hard. Like first month where I dialed in. Total profit $1,330.
So you profited $1,330.
Correct. That's after all expenses. The gross sell was $8,642. So off of $8,600, I made $1,300.
So the margins were like what, 15%?
Something like that. Yeah. Then, and that was between gold and watches. Because at that point, I was doing a little bit of everything.
Gold trading as well.
Gold, diamonds, like diamond bracelets and shit. Yeah. I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items that month. That was my first month, and that's when I locked in.
But
Second
that's
month,
pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Because that probably gave you the proof to be like, oh,
exactly. Yes.
I can make money doing this.
Yes. Second month, $2,235 in profit.
And now you're replacing what you probably would have made in a fucking pizzeria. Because if you deliver all day, you can make what, $500 a week?
Exactly.
That gave you the proof.
And this, I have more freedom of my time.
Month 3.
Month 3, $2,313.
A little better.
Month 4, $3,002.
A little better.
Month 5, $4,475. What are we on month 6? Month 6, $4,890.
There you go.
Month 7, $9,119.
Look at that jump right there.
And
How
then
much?
it just keeps going.
9,000. So you doubled up.
9,119. So that, yeah. And then, yeah, it just keeps going up from there pretty much.
So where are we at now?
That's what they want to know. Bro.
I think everyone wants to know. Can you give me a ballpark? You don't have to give us an exact number, but I think it's a little bit mysterious, bro. People see the videos, they see with your puffer coat on, and just over
My
there.
puffer jacket?
You're just over there fucking trading watches, but no one knows what
It's
you're
a good
making,
amount.
bro. A good amount?
It's a good amount.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll tell you later.
All right.
That's fair. Can we just get an over or under 100K a month?
I'll tell you later.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I'm gonna assume over, but that's
I'll tell you later.
Listen, bro. Good for you, bro. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I know. For us, I mean, we're pretty transparent with our numbers. I'll just say we're a multi-7-figure marketing agency currently. Vookum made X amount of $1,000, I hope, off selling this watch. I hope he made good money off of us when we bought this watch here today.
I don't know about thousands, but yeah. I made money.
I listen, I hope you did. There needs to be margin here for everybody, and I try not to be fucking,
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This is the model number 1165.
Can we talk about this? Can we take a pause? Can we talk about this?
Absolutely.
So what happened today? So we were going to do a podcast, and that's
That's the Aston key.
You got to put this next to the watch.
the Aston key. Yeah, there you go.
That's sick.
So I don't know, man. I don't know how many 19-year-olds are doing this.
I don't know one 19-year-old that actually has one. I know guys on the internet that pretend that they
At least
drive
them,
nice
right?
cars. Yeah.
Yeah. So today we bought a $29,000 watch. It's a Rolex Panda Daytona.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a Rolex Panda Daytona. I mean, I basically got it for the podcast. I'm not a watch guy. I hit him up. I said, yo, here's my budget. I want to spend about 30 grand. Tell me what you got. He said, I've been wearing this one personally. It's a great watch. It's going to hold value. I said, you know what? I don't have any watches, so I guess I should go from a G-Shock to a $30,000 watch.
Yeah. So you did it the right way. No, but at one point, probably about a year and a half ago, these watches were trading at $45,000. So I think that you got in at a good price.
So you think it could go back up? And maybe if it goes back up, I might even be able to sell this watch for a profit.
I think it could go back up. Yes.
Now, would you tell me if I got in at a bad price? I don't think you
Would
would.
I tell you if you did?
Yeah.
No, you got in at the market price right now.
Appreciate
That's
it.
good.
Right
That's
now,
what's up.
that's what market is.
But
In a
Okay.
month, it might be up, it might be down.
So you think right now I could sell this watch for exactly what I bought it
I'll
for?
buy it back for $28,000.
Like fucking dickhead, bro. This guy's over here. He's gonna go sell it to someone
No,
for
but
30.
think about it. Think about it. What watch dealer is going to sell you a watch and then tell you that they'll buy it back for, hold on,
the same price because
Hold
they
on.
wouldn't have sold it. That's true.
divided by 29,000.
Yeah, that's funny.
Within 3% or within 3.5% of what they sold it to you for.
No, I understand.
No, I'm just saying. I know
Everyone
you
needs
get
to
it.
make money.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like that's why. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I purposely didn't. Did I negotiate with you when I bought it? Okay, he said the price and I bought it. But the reason that I do that is because when I get on sales calls, the business owners that I fucking hate dealing with the
ones that
most
negotiate?
Are the ones that sit there and negotiate. I set my price.
You're not going to go to Macy's and buy a coat and try to negotiate with the cashier.
That's my point. Okay, maybe I could have got this watch for $500 cheaper if I tried hard enough. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
because
then
you're
you
here for
would've
a
bought it
podcast.
from a random guy.
Right. Because you're here for a podcast. I know you. I trust you.
cherish the relationship.
So whatever.
Why would I
Well,
do that?
what
Yeah.
am I going to go out fucking trying to save the extra couple $100? I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. So for me, I've always been of the mindset that you're a reciprocal of your business. If I'm going to spend money on a nice car, money on a nice watch, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm an asset. So business owners pick up on that when I get on calls. When they know who's the company I want to buy from, It's us. So I try not to be a crazy negotiator. Obviously, you have to because that's literally your business. Like,
and a lot of people too will think like because I'm negotiating on watches that I'm a negotiator for everything.
That's your business.
Anything that is not a watch, I haven't negotiated on something that wasn't a watch. I couldn't even tell you in the last time. Like the guy that did my floors in my house, he told me a price, I pay it. The guys that do my paint, pay it. That's it. There's no negotiation for any sort of service.
Yeah,
because
bro.
why would I disrespect you by you say it's going to cost $6,000 to paint my house? Why would I undervalue you and say that you're not worth the $6,000? That I'm going to pay you $5,000? Now you're probably going to tell me no. You're also probably going to talk shit about me to other people, and now everybody's going to think that I'm a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
I'd rather just pay the amount. This way, now I know, okay, I have a reliable guy that's going to show up, that's going to paint my house when I need him to. And I want to buy another house now in Englishtown. Yep. I know I'm going to call that guy to paint my house.
Yep. So you value reliable over cheap.
Yes. Car.
Me, myself.
Car. Every time I buy a car from George, whatever the price was, okay, here it is. Maybe I'll negotiate on the interest that he's charging me.
Because you know.
But now I know a trick to not get banged out on interest.
There you go.
So.
There you go. Well, I don't. 9%
That's insane. That's stupid.
9%. Oh, it's terrible.
Last time I looked at a car was a Porsche 911. They tried to get me at 12.5%.
Get the
I laughed.
fuck out
I
of
just
here,
left.
Bro. Well, I tried paying full cash, but the dealership was closing. I'm like, wait a sec. You're not going to hold this place open another 45 minutes for me to just fucking buy it out? And then I realized I could actually get in. It's 9% if I pay it over the 75 months. I'm just going to pay it like next month.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's not like
that's fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I actually saved money that way because they make money dealing with the bank.
Yeah.
So
you know what I hate is the taxes on buying a car. Because you might find a great price.
Where does that even come, bro? It's like property taxes. Motherfucker, I bought the house.
Yeah.
What do you mean property tax?
No, property taxes is crazy, but I get it. And here's how I've rationalized it in my head. Ready? And this is going to sound...
you have to so you can sleep at night.
No, but this is going to make a lot of sense to everybody watching and you too. Okay. You are paying taxes for protection. Think about it. If you did not pay tax, if there was no government to protect you from a foreign country coming in and shooting you and taking your shit, you're paying for security.
But the problem is that's not where our money's actually going.
Our tax dollars, bro, they're not going into that.
Maybe,
security.
maybe not. I have no idea where tax money goes. I don't follow politics.
We're funding too many proxy wars.
But that's how I sleep better at night is by saying I pay for security. That's like
totally
a store paying a jewelry store paying a security guard $10,000 a month to stand outside with a gun.
Bro, I pay $25,000 a month in Social Security and Medicare taxes.
How much?
$25,000 a month. I pay. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I pay $25,000 a month just in Social Security, Medicare, and the New Jersey.
Why do you have to pay Medicare?
Because I'm an S corp. That's the engine.
So you have life insurance.
I don't have life insurance.
Do you have health insurance?
Yep. But
it's under your parents till you're 26.
But that's the FICA tax that I have to pay through my company. I have to pay it.
A month or a year?
A month.
That's a lot.
I'll show you, bro. I'll show you my stats.
That hurts.
Oh yeah, of course it hurts.
I'd be upset.
I am upset because I know the money's not going where it should. You know, fucking you look around these roads. This shit hasn't been paved. Where's my damn where's my tax money going, bro? I drive over potholes with the Aston. I'm like, yep.
How many times have you had to fix the tires or fix the wheel or anything?
I haven't had to do much to it. The windshield would have been $8,000, but
yeah.
When
I first got my Mercedes, 3 days later, I'm driving home from Atlantic City. Boom, hit a pothole. Fucking tire goes out. I have to call my car guy, George, to come. He sends a truck to get the car. He gives me a loaner car for the week.
We took the Aston. We took the Aston to Atlantic City too.
We have a funny story.
First week of fucking getting the Aston, we're driving home. I see a little thing in the road. I think it's like a plastic cup or some shit. It's a metal gasket. I didn't realize it. I go right over the middle of it with the car. Boom, 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 boom. Let it fucking bang on the bottom. I'm like, oh fuck, what did I just do? What did I just do?
So what happened?
It scraped the bottom of my car.
That's not bad.
No. I'll sell you the car. You sold me the watch. I'll sell you the car, and you'll get an extra.
I'll buy the car, but you don't want to sell it to me for what I want to pay for it.
How much do you want to pay for the car?
70.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
How many miles on it?
70's ridiculous.
How many miles on
bro.
it?
I'll sell it to you for $100,000.
How many miles are on it?
10,000.
71,000.
Go try to find that car for 71,000.
Oh, I don't want to. I want to buy it from you, my friends.
Not gonna happen. I would have taken I would have taken
After you just told me that the freaking bottom of it's all scratched up, I don't want it for that much.
I would have taken 90 in the watch.
90 in the watch? What are you, nuts?
I would have taken 90 in the watch.
But you wanted 100 for it.
Yeah, but
the watch was almost 30 grand.
I know, but I paid it. So I do business with you. You got to do business with me. That's it, bro.
All right, I'll do 73.
Fuck out of here, 73. No shot.
So how does it work with you guys? You guys share everything.
Bro, we share everything because the way that I look at it, and it's funny, like we kind of get made fun of for like, oh, you guys share things. Well, if you could share a car that was 130 grand with a buddy, and obviously you can, but I'm talking to like the general populace. Like if you could share it with your brother that you do everything with, I'm sure they would too, but they can't. You know, they're not able to do those things. So
Hey, what's up?
we get shit on, but it's just like it is what it is. Yeah, we share it, but we're gonna have more than one. You know, it's gonna be a lot more than that in the future. So we do. But yeah, bro, we share everything. Like that's just how it is. That watch, we share it. Our investment portfolios that have tons of money in them, that's shared accounts. But that's just because we live together. Like, and we're so young right now that this is going to be the play for at least the next 5 to 6 years. Even beyond that, in the foreseeable future, like if I can't trust my brother, I trust nobody. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't, like, if we're going to do business together, high level business, especially at a young age, we have to get used to the concept of sharing. You know what I mean? So if I want to take a girl out on a date, I'll grab the Aston. He'll grab the Infinity. Or if he wants to go out, he can grab the Aston.
Oh, all right. I was about to say, I'm taking a girl out on a date in a fucking Infinity. Are you nuts, bro? I have an Aston Martin. Fuck out of here.
Listen, bro, it is what it is. But that's kind of what we do. We share everything.
Nice.
Try to. But yeah, bro. So we're talking. So we're gonna tie everything back to kind of your story and watches and whatnot. So you said a good amount. So we know obviously you're doing well. You're not just doing well with watches. You have a second business, we can say.
Yeah.
You have a Discord. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's a Telegram group chat, and people pay a monthly fee to be in it.
$20.
Yes.
So don't be cheap. I bought a watch from him and I spent $29,000. So you guys can spend $20.
You can
to get into his group. And what are they going to learn?
You guys can learn how to buy, sell, and trade watches. You can ask questions to quite literally some of the top dogs in the industry. Also, you could legit price check watches. That's really it. I mean, it's a buy, sell, trade group at its core, but you could ask questions and learn.
Okay. So how can a beginner, would you suggest a group to a beginner, or is it a little bit too advanced for a beginner?
I think it's perfect for anybody from buying your first watch. You want to join, pay $20 and buy your first watch and get the fuck out after, that's fine. Or if you want to turn this into an actual business, you could join, ask questions and learn how to do business the proper way. Because it's not just about buying and selling a watch. There's protocol to the business, and you learn all of this inside of the group chat.
For $20 a month.
For $20 a month.
Month to month.
Is it?
It's month to month.
Is it too good to be true? Because some might say,
no, of course not.
It's only $20. That's too good to be true.
No,
you know what I
you're
say?
getting thousands of dollars worth of value and life experience for $20.
Why would you give it away for $20?
So everybody could join. And then eventually this way I could upsell them all on something else. I don't have that something else yet, but
I understand.
yeah.
In the works.
We've had 12,500 members join so far.
Wow.
In the past year and 3 quarters. 1.75, I guess, of a year. I don't know. Since not this October, the October before that. That's when it's been open.
And you don't ever plan on
much
closing
2 years.
that down?
No, there's no need. It's always stagnant at the same amount of people. So it's a great source of income for me, and the people that join it love it.
Nice. I'm sure there's a ton of value.
A ton of value.
And if you think it's too good to be true,
I get value out of it. I sell watches in it. I sell watches to people in it. I make money off them.
If you think it's too good to be true, figure it out for $20.
Yep.
Well, that's also another. That's another reason.
You could have bought breakfast, or you could have figured out how to make more fucking money.
It's 3 cups of coffee at Starbucks. It's 2 bacon, egg, and cheeses. It's really so cheap. But that's why. It's because, wow, it's so good to be true. Like maybe I don't want to try it. But if it was like $400 a month, nobody would want to try it. Right. Since it's $20, it's like, why not just give it a shot? And then
you can't win. You can't win. If you create a good price, it's too good to be true. If it's expensive, it's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
So, bro, you're doing well for yourself. You're young. You're making money. You're a dropout, and I guess you prove some people wrong potentially.
Yeah.
How do you manage success at a young age? It's something that we talk about all the time.
Okay, that's a good question.
Does it get to your fucking head? Do you feel like you're a dickhead because you make money?
I have my moments where I'll be a dickhead if I need to be, but no, I'm very, very down to earth. The way I dress, the car I drive, the house I live in, everything I do is very, very down to earth. I don't go around flaunting money on the internet. I dress in normal clothes. And I think that's part of the reason I'm successful in the social media space is because I'm extremely relatable. Everybody watching could relate to me. I'm just a kid that's hustling, making money, that I'm not getting driven around by a chauffeur, and I'm not driving around in Lamborghinis and freaking.
But you could.
I could. Not Lamborghinis, maybe Lamborghini, but I could. And I think that's why people like to watch me, is because I'm relatable. Same thing with John too. John is 60 years old. Do you think he can't just go buy a couple fucking cars?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I mean, you better.
That's where I learned from. It's like he's had all the nice shit, and he tells me all the time. It's like it's not going to do anything. It's just going to draw unnecessary attention to you in a negative way.
It is overrated.
It's a target.
Yeah.
It puts I don't wear watches. I don't do anything extravagant. I like nice dinners. I'll go to nice dinners and I'll pay money for dinners.
Agreed.
Other than that, I mean, I want to buy another house now. So
Nice.
I'm going tomorrow actually to look at a duplex.
Wow.
So I want to buy another house. Yeah, I'm not really concerned with showing off and making people think I have money, because there's really no point. If I buy something nice, I buy it for me.
I agree. I'm sure in the beginning of your entrepreneurial career, we felt this on like a very deep level. In the beginning, you want to prove somebody wrong. Whether it was your parents, whether it was friends. Like you mentioned, you dropped out and there were kids like, oh, what are you going to do? I'm sure to a certain extent you wanted to prove those people wrong.
Yeah.
Now, me and Luke are definitely at a point where we had this phase like 3 to 6 months into entrepreneurship where you want to prove other people wrong, and then you just get past it. Like at the end of the day, you kind of start to learn nobody gives a fuck, and you just do it for you.
Well, I feel like for those people, I already proved them wrong, because now they can't open TikTok without seeing my face. So that's pretty cool.
So did money buy you happiness?
Am I happy? Yes, but the building everything is what like comes. That's what makes the happiness. Because that's what makes me happy, is like hanging out with my friends and making a bunch of money and building a company.
On that note, I think it's a great way to end it.
I think so.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We will see you on the next episode. Maybe we'll run it back. We'll see at some point in the future.
I'm local. I'll come
sell me another
I'll come
watch.
hang out. We'll have a couple drinks and we'll talk shit.
Let's do it. Well, listen, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Do not forget to like, share, follow, subscribe for more. Make sure you check this guy out. If you have not seen his content, go check him out on TikTok. You have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, everything is just at Vookum except for YouTube. Some scumbag took Vookum.
Dick.
Vookum Media on YouTube. But if you type in Vookum, I come up.
Dope.
Right now, I have 112,000 subscribers just off shorts.
Got the plaque.
We're going to check. I did get the plaque. We're going to check back in a year from now, and I think I'll be at 1 million. I haven't conquered YouTube yet, but I'm going to start dipping my dick in it.
There you go.
With that being said, now go work.